Hi Starseeds, welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make delicious vegan protein bars. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe because you know that Greg and I are here every single week providing you with such delicious plant-based recipes. Now, we're already in the kitchen, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to need for this recipe is your choice of protein powder. So I'm going to be using Sun Warrior protein because I just find it very delicious. This is berry Sun Warrior protein. You can use chocolate if you want, or any other flavor that they have. Of course, you don't have to use Sun Warrior protein powder. You can use your choice, okay? So also, I'm just gonna let you guys know what we're using for this recipe. So, raw cacao powder, our Sun Warrior protein powder, some peanut butter. Of course, this is organic and smooth peanut butter. We're also using soy yogurt. Of course, you can use any yogurt of your choice, some coconut oil, and some coconut flour. So for this recipe, I'm using whole earth peanut butter. I would advise against using peanut butter with added sugar. Please don't do that. This is supposed to be a healthy, low carb, high protein protein bar. So I'm using just all natural organic protein, all natural organic peanut butter. Also, the yogurt that you're using, this is soy yogurt, which means that it is low in carbs. Please also remember that if you're choosing yogurt with a lot of added sugar in it, then your protein bars are going to be very sugary and probably higher in carbs than you would like. And lastly, to bring the recipe all together, we're going to be using some cacao nibs. These are absolutely delicious, packed with magnesium, and they're going to give you that nice chocolatey crunch. So this is a very easy recipe. All we're going to do is grab all of these ingredients and dump them into our food processor. Let's do it. Starting with the Sun Warrior protein powder that's going in. And the raw cacao powder, 1 tablespoon is going in. Half a cup of peanut butter. I suppose you can substitute any other nut butter that you like. I haven't tried it personally, but I'm sure it would work. We're going in with 9 tablespoons of soy yogurt. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Just make sure you get it all in the food processor, just like that. And lastly, we're adding in 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. Time to blend. Okay, so after just a few seconds of processing, you get this consistency. When you squeeze it, it should stick together. And if it's not sticking together, that means you need to add a little bit more yogurt or a little bit more coconut oil. So I'm just gonna remove the blade, and then to a clean bowl, we are just going to place all of this goodness inside, because now we're gonna be adding in the cacao nibs. I love cacao nibs. So I'm going in with a tablespoon of cacao nibs. Actually, I'm gonna put in more than a tablespoon. Let's just see. That's 2 tablespoons. That's 3 tablespoons. And I think we're good. So with a spoon, you just wanna mix it all up, making sure that the cacao nibs are evenly distributed throughout the mixture, because we want every bite to include those little gems. If you want to add more cacao nibs, you can do that. I mean, 3 tablespoons isn't much. So I'm using a silicone mold here for bars, and all we're gonna do is just take our mixture and sort of squeeze it between our fingers so that it all sticks together. And then we're just going to put it in like this and basically just press it down. And then these are going in the freezer. So this recipe makes 10 small bars, but they pack a protein punch, because as I said before, each bar contains 11 grams of protein. So right now I'm just pressing it down, making sure that these are going to be pretty when they get out of the freezer, because that's where they're going to go, just right after I finish pressing all these down. So these are going in the freezer for about 20 minutes. So while the bars are in the freezer firming up, we're going to make some homemade chocolate, starting with some cocoa butter, which helps the chocolate not melt in your hands, but in your mouth, okay? So we need a cup of cocoa butter. Love this stuff. And you just want to cut it into small pieces because we will be melting this in a pan, and it'll take less time if you chop them into fine little bits. So we need a cup, so let's just see how much we got here. Okay, exactly 1 cup. I do not know how I did that. So just gotta place your 1 cup of cocoa butter into a frying pan. So I just turned on the stove and on the lowest heat, and you can see already how fast it's melting. What I like to do is just turn it on for about 10 seconds and then turn it off, because we don't want to really cook the cocoa butter. It's got some nutrients in there, and we don't want to cook all that off. Another method you can use is the double boiler method, but I can't do that right now, so this is the best I can do. I've turned off the heat, and all I'm going to do is stir it constantly until all the little bits melt. So our cocoa butter has melted nicely, and now what we're going to do is set this aside and get out a clean bowl and a clean spoon, and you just want to fill your cup with raw cacao powder, because we need exactly 3/4 of a cup. All right, that's it. Okay, so we're just going to pour our melted cocoa butter into a bowl. And it's wise to use a spatula to get all of that goodness out. I have a spoon right now, which is not really doing a good job. So now we're going to place the raw cacao powder inside, and we are just gonna whisk this up until it's smooth. Stirring it is really important. You really need to whisk it up for about a minute or so until the powder and the cocoa butter are one. So this is really nice and smooth and creamy. You can just see how the consistency is glossy and smooth. Beautiful. So now that our chocolate is ready, we're just gonna pop out our bars from the silicone mold. There we go. So this is the fun part. We're just gonna take the bar and simply dip it into the chocolate, like so. Let the excess drip off, and then place it back onto the parchment paper. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, Starseeds, look how delicious this protein bar looks. And I'll just show you the inside quickly. So you wanna make sure that you don't overheat your cocoa butter, because if you do, you're gonna be waiting around for the chocolate to thicken and cool down before you dip your protein bars. So with this recipe, you're gonna get 10 perfect protein bars, with each containing 11 grams of protein and 3 grams of carbs, I think, which is pretty good. So just another thing about the chocolate mixture, it really depends on the temperature of your house. Like right now, my apartment is really cold because I have air conditioning, so I didn't need to wait that long for the mixture to cool and thicken. It actually was cool and thickened in seconds after I took the cocoa butter off the stove. So I just quickly dipped all of the protein bars and then gave me this nice sheen look. Taste test, let's do it. It honestly tastes like a professional protein bar that you buy at the store, except without all that processed stuff. My flavor is sort of like a berry chocolate. It really depends on the protein powder that you get. If you get chocolate protein powder, then this will be a all chocolate protein bar. It's really good. The cacao nibs add a bit of crunch. I'm happy. Okay, Starseeds, I hope you guys try this recipe out. And if you do, as usual, please leave a comment down below. I really want to know if you make these, because they are pretty delicious and really high in protein. So also, you know that Greg and I are here every single week providing you with delicious plant-based recipes. So don't forget to subscribe and also smash that like button. Show us a little bit of love. So we'll see you guys next time.